Good afternoon, students. A warm welcome to those of you joining us here today. I am Kathy Bush-McDiarmid, librarian at the Hunter J. Francois Library. Today, I am joined by Mrs. Melissa Emanuel and Mrs. Avril Gabriel, library assistants, staff members attached to the Hunter J. Francois Library. Mrs. Gabriel is your presenter today. We will be presenting you with a general overview of library resources and services available to you throughout your tenure here at the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College. Remember, the Hunter J. Francois Library is your main point of access for credible information resources, and library staff are here to support you on this journey. So I will hand over to Mrs. Gabriel, and she will present you with your library orientation. Thank you for being here today, students.
Thank you for that, Madam Librarian. Students, welcome to today's session. My name is Mrs. Gabriel, and I will be presenting to you today. I want to say a special welcome to all our new students, not just to the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College, but to your library orientation session. Now, I say it's your orientation session because everything that we do at the library is to ensure that you students gain access to the resources that you need to carry you through your time at the college. Okay, so today we are joined by 3 different groups. We have students from digital humanities, new media and creative industries. We have students doing modern languages, and we also have students doing the social sciences and knowledge society. So without further ado, let's begin our session. Right. So welcome again, students, to today's session. Right? We hope that you are very excited to be here because we are excited to do this session with you and to look forward to us working together as a team, because once you join Sir Arthur Lewis and you begin to use the library and use our services, we are a team. So we look forward to working with you throughout your time here. Okay, so let's go. Let me take you to the next slide, which introduces you to the library reading room, hours and location. So for those of you who do not know, we have 2 branches, one at the Mon and one at the Southern Extension. The branch that is found on the Mon can be located in the Innovative Hub on the ground floor, room 1. The opening hours are 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Monday to Thursday, and 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Fridays. Yeah. We would like to draw reference to the fact that students need to follow the protocols. Unfortunately, we are now in this pandemic. And so if we are operating in the physical mode where we have to deal directly with students, we are asking students to follow the protocols when they are coming to use the library. So basically the protocols are: you wear your mask, you adhere to the 6 feet distance, and you sanitize. So when you come in to use the service, there is a little machine, and I guess everybody's familiar with it, that you sanitize. You come into the reading room, you have your mask, and you come in to get your service. Now we're asking students to follow because we want to ensure that everybody is safe at the end of the day. Okay, so let's go on. At the Hunter J. Francois Library, there are a number of services that we offer to our students, and they are listed here. So we have Students have access to reference consultations, research assistance, information literacy workshops and tutorials, access to computers, access to what we call our loan services, and access to individual study spaces. When we say reference consultations, we're referring to, say for instance, you're given an assignment and you may not know how to approach the assignment, what exactly it is the assignment is asking. We offer services in that department to work with you so that you can better understand whatever assignment you are given, and so you can move on from there. In terms of research assistance, we help students in finding information resources, whether it is just an ordinary assignment, class assignment, or if you're doing a project or an SBA, we offer students research assistance in finding the information that they can use in order to complete these assignments, projects, and so on. In terms of information literacy workshops and tutorials, this is where we go to the part where we speak about plagiarizing. And you know what, I'm not sure if you know what plagiarizing is, but it's basically taking somebody's work and using it as your own without giving credit to the person. So when we speak about information literacy workshops and tutorials, we're speaking about things like issues of plagiarism, citing and referencing, and we have other tutorials added to that. Okay. Access to computers. Students have access to use the library's databases. So you come into the library, you request time to use the computers. However, there is a limited time that any one student can use the computers, which is 30 minutes. However, you will learn more about this as you come into the library, the physical library that is, to gain access to that sort of service. In terms of loans, students have access to print books, past papers, course material, and e-reserves. Print books, students have access to 5 of these books at any one time for 2 weeks. Past papers are available both in digital and hard copy. Course material is material that is normally put in the library for users by the lecturers so that they can have access to, whether it is something to read up or something to do for an assignment, then that would be placed for you. The e-reserves are special reserve material put into the library, and e meaning it's digital, by your lecturer. And currently we have course reserves here at the library by Miss Cantilia Louis, and it's specifically for those students who are doing the creative arts. And so I'm not sure if you all are familiar, but they are available by course numbers. So if you're doing ENG 115, you're doing ARP 101, THA 207, 202, there is material in the library that you can gain access to. Now the THA, I'm just giving you an example. THA 202, there is something specific here, and it is a poem, Nowhere to Go. So the students before, or maybe you now, might have access to that. Y'all may be given, let me go again. Your lecturers might request you consulting the library to gain access to that particular poem. And if that is so, you can gain access to it through the library. You simply make a request through the library's email for that resource. So that is what the e-resources are. Digitized material placed in the reserve in the library for students to use from time to time. You will know that these materials are available through your lecturers because they are the ones that are putting it there for you, okay? Individual study spaces students do have access to the reading room to study, but that needs to be pre-booked through the library's email. You make a request. So you can't just simply come in and say you want to sit and just use the library and so on. And that is put in place specifically because of the COVID-19 situation. Okay? So let us move on. Right. So with the library services, there also comes the resources. And these are a listing of the resources that we have for you students at the library. So you have access to EBSCO host e-resources. And as you can see, there is unlimited access. So basically, you have access to everything that is found in the EBSCO host database. So students have access to 20 total online databases, 9 online journal databases, more than 11,700 full-text journal titles, 2 ebook databases, which features over 205,300 ebooks, 2,700 plus open access books. Open access simply means it is free and it is open to anybody who wishes to use it. Yeah. Students also have access to the Nobel Laureate portal, which is a new initiative by the library. And it is a gateway to substantive information on both our Nobel laureates. So if you need to find information on any one of our Nobel laureates, and you know St. Lucia has 2 Nobel laureates, Sir Derek Worldcut and Sir Arthur Lewis, you can gain access to that information through the Nobel Laureate portal. Students also have access to exam past papers. And as I mentioned before, the past papers are both digital and in print. If you wish to access the past papers, whether digital or print, you simply make a request to the library. If you want to have access to the print, you can't go home with it. You photocopy it at the repro, return it. If you want access to it digitally, you simply make a request through the library's email address. Okay? Students also have access to the Greenstone Local Digital Collection. And this is a collection that is primarily St. Lucian based. So the database contains at least 5 local databases with over 10,300 records. And the information there is historical, it's political, it's economic, it's educational, and social issues and culture. So everything about St. Lucia as it pertains to our history, politics, anything economic, you can gain access through our Greenstone local digital collection, and access is unlimited. Right? Students also have access to an extensive print collection, and the collection is made up of 25,000 books, which also includes our St. Lucia print collection. Yeah, and students have access to 5 print books at any one time. Okay, let's move on. And so added to that listing of resources, we also have access, students also have access to the Derek Worldcut Library, which is also a new initiative of the library. Okay, this library houses the personal library collection of Sir Derek Walcott, and it comprises of Caribbean literature, art books, books on Caribbean art. It also has a photograph collection. It contains books that has been written by Sir Walcott, or books that have been, that cite him, and so on. And to gain access to this database with his resources, you would do that through our Alexandria database, and you will learn more about Alexandria as we continue through this session. Okay? Right. In a little while, I am going to take you to our three main databases that we have here at the Hunter J. Faswa Library. However, before we go to that section, I want us to just know a little more about a database, what a database is, before I introduce you to the three databases that we have. So what is a database? A database is an organized collection of electronic information that allows a user to search for a particular topic, article, or book in a variety of ways. So you can search a database by either keyword, by subject, author, or by title. A database also contains thousands to millions of records of articles, which can be either full text or only citations or abstracts. A database can also be multidisciplinary, meaning it covers a variety of topics or subject, or it is subject specific. And I would just like to draw your attention to the three words that are at the bottom. And it basically describes the information that can be found in a database. The information in a database, you can't go wrong. It is current, it is trustworthy, and it is reliable. So I want you to remember these three words as we go on to look at our three databases. So when you're thinking of if you're given an assignment and you're now deciding I need to find information, before you go to Google, because that is the first point that every student goes to. Well, anybody in particular, you have an assignment, you want to answer a question, the first place you would go to is Google. But even as we go, I want you to remember these three words: current, trustworthy, and reliable. Yeah? Right. So the three main databases that we have here at the Hunter J. Faswa Library is Alexandria, EBSCO and Greenstone. The Alexandria database allows you students to find books and other print material. The EBSCO database helps our students find multidisciplinary subscription-based information from popular professional and academic sources that are already paid for by the library. So I want you, even as I read, I want you to process these things. When you hear the word paid for, you automatically think, oh my God, this is free. Yeah. The Greenstone database allows the students to find local resources online about St. Lucia and St. Lucians. And so some of the resources that you can find within the Greenstone database, is the Gazette, newspapers, local archives, multimedia, and scholarly research. So even as we were before in the previous slide, we saw that a database, the information is current, it is trustworthy. Let's just go back to it. Current, trustworthy, and reliable. So even as you have when you have your assignments and you decide, well, you know what, I need the information. As you approach our database, I want you to keep these words in mind: current, trustworthy, and reliable. When you also considering where should I go to find the information, before going to Google and doing your search, remember, my library has 3 databases. The information there is current, it is trustworthy, and it is reliable. So maybe I don't really need to go to Google first. Maybe let me try the databases. And if perhaps something goes wrong, maybe I can decide to go to Google. But let the library's databases be the first place that you go to find information. And remember, the information is free of charge. How do you gain access to the library's 3 databases? Through the college's website. And if you look just on the side of the right-hand side of the page, you will see the college's website. It's www.salc.edu.lc. Okay. Right. So I'm going to allow you to view a short video clip on how to access the library's databases. Unfortunately, the clip does not have any sound, and from time to time, you might see some white patches. Please bear with us, and we apologize. So let us take a look at the clip. Even as you look at the clip, just be mindful and be aware of exactly what it is it's presenting to you, because the information on how to gain access to the databases is very important.
I've placed the link in the chat for those who have access to more than one devices. You can click the link, and if you want to go ahead and see for yourself, feel free to do so at this point.
Sorry about that. Okay, so that we come to the end of this short clip. So what are the important things to note from that clip? One, the important thing, the URL, the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College website. That's the first thing to note, because that is where you gain access. The first point of access to the library's database is through the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College website. The second thing to take note is that to the top of the page, where you have home, about, academics, news, and library, you click on the library right here. And once you do that, a drop-down menu will be presented. You simply click on library databases. And once you do that, you will be presented with the library's page. Once you scroll down the page, you will be presented with the library's 3 databases. And you simply click on the one that you are interested in using at the time. Okay? Let's move on. Again, the 3 main library databases are EBSCO host, Alexandria, and Greenstone. Once again, it is accessible through the college's website. To gain access to EBSCO host, students must use a username and password. And the username is SALCC and the password is library, the number 2 and the number sign. For the other two databases, Alexandria and Greenstone, students do not require username and password. It is only for the EBSCO host database that students require username and password. We're continuing. We will now take a look at each individual database. And the first database is the Alexandria Database. What is the purpose of the Alexandria Database? The purpose is to find print books. Presently, students can only access search for print books within the Alexandria Database. What can you do? You can search, you can browse, you can explore the library's extensive print collection from all 3 sites. What this simply means is that, 1, within the Alexandria Database, we have 3 separate collections. We have the Hunter J. Fuswell Library Collection, we have the Derek Worldcut Library Collection, and we also have the St. Lucia Collection. So within this database, you have the option of searching and browsing. Okay, and once again, in order to gain access to that database, you must go to the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College website. We're going to go to the next database, and we have the EBSCO host database. What is EBSCO host? EBSCO host is a multidisciplinary database which includes over 200,000 ebooks, full-text magazine articles, journals, and newspapers. EBSCO host is a database that we have paid quite a bit of money so that students can have access to. And students, the information in EBSCO host is free. So let's just go over that. Students have access to over 200,000 ebooks, full text magazine articles, journals, and newspapers. Within the database, you also have access to images. So just imagine you decide, you know what, I'm going to go to Google. I'm going to run a quick search. Will Google give you access to over 200,000 ebooks free? Not at all. Will they give you full text access to magazine articles? Yes, you will get access to full text, some full text material, but not all. You have access to journals and newspapers all in one place, and it is free of charge. Why wouldn't you take advantage of such a database when it is free to you? And let us look at some of the features of the database. It gives you access to paid content, which is something I said just a moment ago, that search engines like Google cannot retrieve. You can access the database 24 hours a day as long as you have internet access. And EBSCO host has made it even better for you. Students now have access to EBSCO host on their mobile device. So you don't only have to use EBSCO host on your laptop or your tablet or your desktop computer. You also have it on your mobile device. Yeah. You can retrieve resources that are current. It allows you to customize your search to your individual information needs, and it allows you to save your search results. Oh my, when I hear allows me to save my search result, I feel all tingly, because sometimes not sometimes, you go to Google, you do a search. Now, sometimes in our haste to do that search, you cannot remember what is that search. What did I use to gain access to the resources that I gained last week or 2 weeks ago? But with EBSCO host, you have the advantage of saving your search results. Any search that you do within the database, you have the option, well, not the option, but it is just there. It is just a feature that is just there. You can go into that feature a month later. That search will be there for you. You that came up with that search. Isn't that fantastic? That is fantastic. So we are going to go to our next database, which is the Greenstone Digital Library Database, a database that has over 10,000 records on topics of historical, social, cultural, political, and educational significance to St. Lucia. So everything in that database is local, specific to St. Lucia. And the sub-databases within the Greenstone Digital Library Database is the local newspapers, the local archives, St. Lucia Government Gazette, the multimedia section, scholarly research, and information on our Nobel laureates. How do we gain access? Again, it is through the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College website. Right. Let us look at the advantages of using a database as opposed to just going straight to Google. Yeah. Articles within a database are fast-checked. It is reviewed by editors or peer-reviewed for accuracy, right? The databases allow you to limit your search to what you want. Powerful search features. You can narrow, you can broaden, and you can sort your results. The library pays for full access to your full text journals and ebooks, so you don't have to. The format, or you can format or export citations with ease. You can save your search results in your own personal folders within the database. You paid subscriptions that provide access to respected journals, academic information, and scholarly articles that you would not be able to find through free public internet search engines like Google. Databases such as EBSCOhost and Greenfile only contain information appropriate to your discipline. So this last point there, it speaks specifically to the programs that you are doing. So within EBSCOhost, the Greenfile database contains information that is appropriate to your discipline, to the program that you are doing. However, if you were to use Google, you will not be able to take advantage of none of these benefits. Google anyone can put a website on Google. I can put I can put something on Google. How do you know what I'm putting on Google is credible? Who is there to say what Mrs. Gabriel has placed there is credible enough that I can use it in my assignment? There is nobody, because anybody can put stuff onto Google. There is no quality control. It's hard to limit your search to just what you want. there is information overload. And sometimes I get that because when I use Google and when I do a search, sometimes there is so much information to go through that sometimes I just give up for a while and then come back. So there is information overload. Wading through too many results waste your time. So if you have an assignment that is due in 2 weeks, to go through all these results, it takes time. And you don't have time. You have an assignment that is 2 weeks, you don't have time. Another downside of using Google, dead links. And we have had students where we have assisted and they put in links because they have used information. And when you click on the link is no longer active. So if you have done an assignment and your lecturer is going through that assignment and they're thinking, you know what? You know, that point she made, it sounds really good. Let me go to that article that she has cited and referenced. Let me go to that article to see exactly what is in that article. And the lecturer clicks or types in that link and it is no longer available. It has now made things difficult for you because there is nothing to support what you have now placed within your assignment. So that is a downside of using Google. Many journal articles are not free on Google, and you must pay for the credible stuff. So this is just food for thought. Would you only rely on Google, or would your first point be your library's databases? Something to think about. Now, we're going to take a look at some of the recommended databases within EBSCO host for your program. Now, these databases that are here, they are just general because today we have 3 groups that have been combined. So we could not specify it to each program. Yes, so we basically put the databases that would fit everyone in one, if you understand what I mean. So for the 3 programs that we are having our session with, within the EBSCO host database, you have the ebook academic collection in which you can find information for your program. You have the ebook Caribbean collection, the business source complete, the academic search complete, the Caribbean search, and the humanities international complete. Now, if we have time, I would really like at the end to take you into the EBSCO host database so at least I can show you how to gain access to these databases, or to show you exactly where you can choose these databases for yourself. Okay? Right. Your library guide. So this is another resource that is available to you students via the library. So what is a LibGuide? Basically, a LibGuide is a pathfinder to information resources, different information resources. So within a LibGuide, you would have access to information from our library databases. You would have scholarly journal articles. You would have ebook resources. You would have professional websites, print books, credible web resources, newspaper articles, open education resources, images, and media, right? So this LibGuide is available not only to students, but it is also available to the lecturers as well. So basically it is, like I said, a pathfinder to information. right? And in order to gain access to these LibGuides, this would be done through the reference desk. And it is done, we would make contact with you students. Or say, for instance, you have an assignment that you are working on and you would make a request for information. A LibGuide can be prepared for you and made available to you through our reference services. Okay, so this is how students gain access to LibGuide. Or we share that information to the lecturers, and if there are resources that he or she would like to share with you, that can be done. Okay, let us move on. Right. The library also hosts information literacy tutorials. And basically these tutorials help students in locating, accessing, and evaluating information effectively. Yeah. So the information literacy tutorials, there are different tutorials on different topics to assist you students, right? To gain access to these tutorials, you can book your one-on-one or your buddy session with a librarian, and you can learn how to improve the quality of your academic studies in ways that guarantee your success at SALCC. So in order to gain access to these tutorials, you must make a booking through for our one-on-one sessions with our librarians. Okay, in order to make a booking, you contact us through libraryinfo@apps.salcc.edu.lc. Okay. Right. Students can also book a session to any one of our library tutorials, and listed below are some of the tutorials that we have available. So if you want to learn how to use the Alexandria database effectively, you can do so. The EBSCO host, Greenstone Digital Library Database, and so on. To do that, you simply make a request through the library's email to gain access. And that is done again through our one-on-one or our buddy sessions. Sometimes we also have lecturers who may want to book these sessions as a group, but sometimes we find that when we do it one-on-one with the students, it's better, because students normally during the group sessions, they feel shy, they don't want to ask their questions. But when we do a one-on-one session, the students are free and they're able to ask questions as they wish. So if you require any one of these sessions to be done with you, you simply do so by requesting by sending us an email, through libraryinfo@apps.salcc.edu.lc. Right. So I'm excited, that's the word I should use, to inform you that we are bringing back our Word of Poetry Slam. And this was something that was very effective times gone by. And so we're now bringing it back, and I'm going to bring on our librarian who will speak more to this. Mrs. McDermott.
Thank you, Mrs. Gabriel, for this power-packed information session. Students, I know the information is hitting you perhaps like a ton of bricks. It's a lot, but it will get easier with time, understanding all the databases and that kind of stuff. It will get easier. Remember, we are here to assist you as well, so have no fear. On the lighter side, as Mrs. Gabriel indicated, in times gone by, the library used to put on a performance poetry competition, and we are happy to bring this activity back in collaboration with the Digital Humanities, New Media and Creative Industries unit. Jump in, be part of this exciting experience. Just to let you know just a little bit about it, we will be having competitions from October running up until November this year. During those competitions, which is open to students across the college from all the various units, but of course, our main students will come here from this unit because Digital Humanities, New Media, Creative people, you guys are here with us. And so jump in and make sure you guys excel. We want to see the finalists. I'm going to be biased. We want to see the finalists coming out from this group. We'll have a series of competitions. Out of each of these competitions, finalists will be selected, and those finalists will have the honor of participating in the 2021 Nobel Laureate Festival, which the college has been a proud and active partner from inception. You would have heard of some of our activities in the past. Every year we have 3 main activities along with additional activities, and we always try to put in something creative. And so one of the creative activities slated for 2022 is definitely going to be the performance poetry elements, okay? And this will be done, we'll work that one into the activity that we have planned for the Derek Worldcut Library, okay? So stay with us, stay connected, begin to work on your pieces, start to get ready for the competitions leading up. Remember, it's open to students across the campus, but of course, we know our creatives are here with us. The guidelines, the format and everything will be shared with you, but I just wanted to jump in here to give you the heads up. You guys are getting the first heads up. Anybody participating in orientation is getting the heads up in terms of what it is our plans are. I think Dr. Janet Joseph is here with us. She's part of the planning committee, along with one of your lecturers, Miss Cantilia Louis. We have Sir Rai Francis Swanson. Those of you who are into this, you would remember her. She's won several competitions on main stage together with Adrian Auger and so on. She's also part of the planning committee. Avril Gabriel, who's here today representing the library, is on the planning committee as well. So don't hesitate to start to send us your ideas, register, and so on. You have our email addresses. And yeah, good luck. And thank you for being here again.
Thank you, Madam Librarian, for that. And we'll continue. Right. So we come to some fun stuff. So the library is now on social media. So of course we had to be on social media because our students are on social media. So we needed to find a way to capture, we needed a way to maintain our presence with you. And so we are now on social media. We are on Instagram, we are on YouTube, and we are on Facebook. So students, we would like you to follow, to like, to share, and subscribe to our pages. And the first 25 persons to follow and subscribe get a chance to win a prize. Isn't that fantastic? But please do not just follow, like, share, and subscribe because you won the prize. We're expecting and we're hoping and we would like that you're following us because you think that we have valuable information to share, and we do. From time to time, information will be placed on these social media platforms to inform you when we have a new service or when anything is happening with the library. We're hoping that you would be excited about your library, so you would want to share that information. You would want to ensure that your friends who are studying with you are up to date with what is going on with the library. So don't just share and like because you won the prize, but because you want to support your library and you want to know what we have available for you. Okay, students? Right, so let's continue. And please excuse me, I forgot to mention or forgot to say, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the chat and they will be answered to the end of the session. So I hope students have been asking questions. Let's continue. Right. So we have come to the end of the session. Before we answer any questions, I'm big on students, and so I just want to give a little word of encouragement. I'm big on students using the services, students coming to the library, because I know we have stuff for you. We have the resources for you. And I know it can be challenging when you are studying and you have an assignment and you are pressed for time, or you do not understand the assignment and you feel like everything is just coming at you all at once. The library is here for you. We have the resources, the services are available, and it is free. Everything is free. The staff members, we are excited. We are waiting for you to contact us so that we can assist you. I hope you all took down some of the links that were shared with you, the library's email, the Sir Arthur Lewis's website. I hope you took down these links and you are going to use them and use it well. Just like you're reading a novel, a favorite novel that you have. And as you go through each page, the page gets tattered, it gets torn, you write on it. I hope you use the library in such a manner. So without further ado, if we have any questions, Mrs. Emmanuel, do we have any questions?
I only got one question in the chat about a few seconds ago. A student wants to know where they can receive the recording. A few students only got here at 2 o'clock. So they want to know how they can access the recording.
Madam Librarian.
Sorry, Melissa, I didn't hear you.
A student wants to know where they can get access to the recording. A few of them.
The recording of this session?
Yes.
Okay, so the video recordings will be posted on our YouTube channel. Okay, students, so you could visit our YouTube channel and you will get the recording there. Okay, your colleagues, those who missed the session here today, those who want repeat sessions, the recording will be on that platform. In addition to that, if you want personal tutorials on any of the resources presented here today, as Mrs. Gabriel indicated, this is a service that we provide, again, virtually via Zoom. We could take you individually, you could bring along a buddy, a group of 4, your study group, whatever it is, and we would be happy to deliver these one-on-one sessions with you on any one of the resources presented today. And remember, there were 3 main databases presented to you here today, and there are tutorials to help you navigate each of these resources, to show you some of the features Mrs. Gabriel mentioned, powerful features you understand the difference between just going online randomly and using search engines like Google to find information as opposed to using what I prefer to call the prescribed or authorized gateway, that students at this level, academic, college, almost ready for university, those resources that you should be using are those prescribed by your college or university. Okay. Back to Melissa, questions in the chat, comments. You're free to use your mic at this point and just ask a question directly to students.
Students, if you have no questions, it means that Mrs. Gabriel did such an excellent job. I think you should give her a round of applause. Yes.
Thank you for that, Mrs. Emmanuel.
Yes.
For all the students in there.
Because they have no questions. Feel free, students, to contact us, libraryinfo@apps.salcc.edu.lc with your reservations for your appointments, your one-on-one appointments. Like our pages. When you have liked the pages, please send us an email so we can verify and ensure that your token of appreciation is waiting for you. This is no joke. This is serious, okay? The first 25 from your group, there are 29 of you here, 27. Let us know and we will set up your thing for you. Yes. Thank you.
So we have no more questions.
No.
Can we call this a wrap?
Yep.
Yes, it's 2 o'clock. It's 2:05, although somebody just joined. Students, we have met our time. Just to conclude, I'd like to thank Mrs. Gabriel and Mrs. Emmanuel. Mrs. Gabriel was your presenter today. She did a fabulous job. I hope everything presented here today was insightful and it left you with a little bit more information on how your experience at the college can be strengthened. The library is just one of the support units available at your disposal. And as Mrs. Gabriel indicated, I would implore you to make full use of the resources. We are here to serve you and ensure that your process here is smooth, of a high quality, and that you get all the support that you need. Okay, students, reach out to us, stay connected, follow us on social media, support us, help us to support you as well. Thank you for being here, and do stay safe and stay well and follow the protocols. Okay, see you soon virtually or in person. Thank you.